Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria of Through the Peacock's Eyes. Welcome to my channel and my deck tour series. So in this video I'm going to talk about my Hay House decks. So for those who don't know, Hay House is like a spiritual publisher. They do conferences like the I Can Do It, and they have like Hay House Radio. So they're really huge. They're global. They have, Hay House US, Hay House UK, Hay House Australia, and so on. But one thing I'll mention about their decks is they definitely feel like they are a book publisher that got into cards versus like Llewellyn or Los Scarabeo, who do cards and books along with the cards, but they are card publishers. Now that all the Hay House decks I have, all the cards are the exact same size, and I don't know if it's the case that all their decks are that way, but all the ones I have are the exact same size, which is fine. But that just gives me more the feel that they are a book publisher that got into cards. Okay, so let's start with the deck I have first. So the first Hay House deck I got was the Earth Magic Oracle cards by Stephen Farmer. And I do love these cards. It comes with a nice little book, which basically gives a description of the cards and some advice for each of the cards. And I'll show you some of them. So all the cards, all my Hay House cards, except for my newest one, the Mystical Shaman Oracle, are laminated. They're very glossy and they can be very sticky. The older ones not so much because I use them quite a bit, but they will be very shiny on camera. And another thing where to me it just feels like they're a book publisher that got into cards and they haven't perfected it yet, is that the lamination can peel off. Okay, so let's look at some of the Earth Magic Oracle cards. So here we have Desert Vision Quest. So it sort of gives you what the image is, and then I guess a keyword meaning for it. Here we have Ocean Ebb and Flow. And this is the deck I used when I first started out on YouTube doing weekly readings. I think I used this exclusively for a while. Mountain Strength. Childhood Innocence. Music Harmony. A little bright there we go. Dance Celebration. So it does draw upon many cultures and nature. We have Whale, Breach, and Fairies, which is Earth Magic. Okay, so that's that deck. Oh, and how I mentioned that all the cards are the exact same size. I measured them and they're 3.5 inches by 5 inches. So they're a little larger than the standard like tarot size deck, which I believe is 2 3/4 by 4.5. I forgot to double check on that. But they're slightly larger cards, and because I'm doing, let's see, 6 decks here, I'm not going to do the shuffle, make the video too long, but they're fairly easy to handle, especially if you have small hands. They're not too big. Okay, now the next Hay House deck I got is the Carolyn Mace Archetype cards, and that's because I did her Sacred Contracts and Archetype certification course. So I am a Archetype consultant, and with doing that course you needed to have the cards. So this is the box. So it's a kind of collage style sort of deck, but it's really mostly about looking at the light and shadow attributes of these archetypes. It too comes with a nice little book, which honestly I had not opened since I first got it because I did the Archetype consulting certification, so I didn't really need the little book. I had a much bigger thing to study, but it goes through some of the light and shadow aspects of each of the cards. Okay, now before I show the cards, it also comes with, let's see, I have 6 blank cards. So if there are archetypes that you have or you're studying or you want to meditate on and work with, you can kind of make your own cards. So it does come with some extras, which I thought was nice. Okay, so I'll show you some of these archetype cards, and maybe in 2014 or 2015, I was doing a daily read on YouTube, and I used these cards for a while. So I have a playlist. If I can remember and find it, I will link the playlist to the Archetype cards on screen. But remember, they were daily readings for some time back, like 4 years ago. Okay, so here we have Victim, and it discusses a light attribute and a shadow attribute. Mentor. So the artwork is like part drawing, part collage-y. I don't know how to describe it, but you can see it. Trickster. Visionary. Teacher. Storyteller. And we'll do hero or heroine. So these aren't so much oracle cards, more of guidance cards, personal work, shadow work cards, of course. Okay. Now the next deck, I got the next two at the same time, and they're both by Colette Baron Reed. This is my only Hay House Tarot deck. I have the Good Tarot. And I got these because they're just, the artwork looked really pretty. Again, it comes with a nice little book that goes through kind of the basic descriptions. There's just like one little page for each card, so not too in depth. And you know, there's kind of keywords and then sort of a quote or affirmations. Like Page of Water says, "I open my heart fully, allowing myself to feel childlike wonder and innocence." So it can kind of be used as an oracle card deck in that way with those affirmations, if you wanted to. So let's look at some of the tarot cards here. So 7 of Fire. So it goes by the elements, not the suits. 2 of Earth. So this would be Pentacles. Fire is Wands. 5 of Water, which is Cups. 10 of Fire. So different take, definitely, on the card. So I wouldn't call it a standard Rider-Waite system, though there is some influence of that. So King of Earth, 6 of Earth. There are lots of animals. The Hanged Man. I think this is a beautiful hanged man. The King of Air. The Queen of Water. Let me see if I can find some more majors here. 15, Temptation. So instead of the devil, it's temptation. I like it's the apple. The apple has a heart, but it's just making me think of Snow White biting the apple. And let's see if I can get a few more majors here. They're all hiding. Magician. The magician is an elderly wizard instead of the young guy that we often see. And the Tower. So as you can see, kind of with the Devil card being renamed Temptation and the deck being called the Good Tarot, it is sort of lightened up. I guess even the artwork is a little bit fluffy, but I do like the deck. To me, that just kind of goes with sort of the Hay House energy, to be a little more light and fluffy, sort of the fluffier, new agey energy, which is totally fine. Okay, the next deck by Colette Baron Reed is the Enchanted Map Oracle, which I thought was just a cool idea. There's a part of me, like when I was a little girl, that wanted to be a pirate. So I just thought this was an awesome idea. Even as kids, we would make like treasure hunts and making, you know, our little maps and stuff. So this just seemed like a really fun oracle deck. Again, it comes with a nice little book, pretty thick. And it goes through the cards. It gives upright and reversed meanings. Well, you'll see that on camera. So a little description for both ways of reading the cards. And I'll show you some of the cards. And I do have an idea to kind of play with these and actually draw out a treasure map with them just for fun, see where it goes, but I haven't done it yet. So here we have Golden Palace, Rescue, Wizard of Awareness. Sorry about the glare. Again, these are all very shiny cards. Goblins, Making a Choice, One Ring Circus, Magic Stream, and Field of Dreams. So this just seems like a very fun, playful oracle, though the messages I've gotten from it when I've used it for myself or for like YouTube readings have been pretty profound. I don't think I've used this deck with clients yet. I don't often get into the oracle cards. It depends on the client which cards I grab too. Okay, now the next deck I got from Hay House is the Healing with the Fairies Oracle Cards by Doreen Virtue. And to be honest, I've never ever had any desire of getting any Doreen Virtue's cards over the years. I first knew who she was, let's see, probably in 2008 when I was designing my butterfly journal, which is an interactive journal that I created. And I was just at the bookstore researching other similar journals to see what was out there, see if I was just making something someone else made. And I came across her. I had no idea who she was. Of course, I know who she is now. And I came across this deck on Amazon because I needed to spend a few more dollars for free shipping, and it was like $4. So I thought, why not? I will get it. It's Healing with the Fairies, and I'm a healer, so I thought I would get it. So this is the book. This is the only one that doesn't have the flat back. It's just stapled in the middle. I forget what that's called technically, but it comes with a little book and card meanings. There's also affirmations at the bottom. And of course, you know, with Doreen's shift away from most of her work, I thought I would just get a deck. It's probably going to go out of print. So, okay, so let's show you some of the cards. Follow Your Dreams. Excuse me, Parenting and Children. Now it's interesting, this one is so dark looking, because I do think of Doreen as very much of that fluffy, new agey energy. Body movement, making new friends, problem resolved, and let's do one more, feeling safe. So I'm not too big on the artwork. Again, I bought the deck because it might go out of print. It was inexpensive. And I also realized I didn't have any fairy decks. Because also when I was a child, I loved fairies. So I thought I would just get that to fill my void for now, until I found a fairy deck I was really interested in. Okay, and so last but not least, we have the Mystical Shaman Oracle. So I was really excited when I heard that this was coming out. It is also by Colette Baron Reed, but most importantly for me, Alberto Villoldo. And I became a fan of his many, many years ago when I first read his book, Shaman, Healer, Sage. He's been an inspiration for me because I do consider myself a shaman woman as well. That's very much a part of the healing work I do. So it's because of Alberto that I wanted to get this deck. So this is the outside box, quite fancy packaging. The sheet comes off, and then there's an the box is here. And then it comes with a nice book. And I actually like this. I like how they laid it out. So for each of the cards, it has the essence of the card, the invitation of the card or the message, and the medicine. So hopefully you can see that. So I love how they laid out the book. And then, of course, the cards themselves come with their own smaller box. And these cards are the same size as all the other Hay House cards. But what I was really excited and happy about is that they are a matte finish. They're not the sticky, glossy, peely stuff that Hay House typically uses. Okay, so I was very happy about that. Oh, the backs look like that. And here we have the Beloved, the Andean Cross, the staff, flow, the rattle, the ancient ones, the owl, jaguar, the earth keeper, the giveaway, luminous warrior, the journey. So it does draw upon different shamanic cultures. I love the artwork, just so beautiful. Completion. I'm happy that Hay House has kind of stepped up its card making game and gone matte and gone away, at least with this deck, the sticky shiny gloss that peels off. The Gatherer. Kind of want to show you all of them, but I don't want this to be a super long video. Beauty Way. And one more with my favorite number 33, Magic. So a beautiful deck. They've definitely upped their card making game with this. A bit much with all the boxing, but it is beautiful as well. And I've been thinking of sort of repurposing some of those big outer boxes to store things, my art supplies, my pencils and stuff. So I don't like to be wasteful, and it's like extra packaging, and they're useful tools. Yes, okay, so those are my Hay House decks. Yeah, let me know if you have Hay House decks, what your impression of them is. If you've gotten newer decks, if they have gone matte with more of their decks, if they've improved the quality of them. Yeah. And also if there's any unique Hay House decks that you have. So that's one place in my where to find tarot and oracle cards videos I didn't mention was Hay House. Well, that's just another publisher, so I guess I kind of did. But I don't think of them as a place to look for cards, but they definitely have gotten into the card making business. And they've done a great job with the Mystical Shaman Oracle. So we'll see where it goes. All right, thank you for stopping by, tuning in, watching this video, liking, sharing, subscribing. Do leave comments. I love to read them all. I do make sure I leave a little heart or reply to as many, actually all of them. Usually do it with a baby in an arm and one hand typing. So if there's typos, that's why. But yeah, thanks for commenting and coming by. I hope to see you back here soon, and have a wonderful day.